Everybody wants to know. You always want to know. How much money are you making? Well, boys, today I'm going to go ahead and cave and show you guys exactly how much money I'm making mining Ethereum. And then that's going to be total revenue. And then we'll talk about some of the costs associated with it. But before we do that, make sure you guys go down and hit the join button and join the membership program for $1.99 to have access to the Rocket Chat self-hosted chat service for Son of a Tech community, where we have a bunch of cryptocurrency enthusiasts without the spammers, scammers, and bots to interfere with any sort of enjoyable conversation you may be having. Once you join as a member, you'll be able to hit the membership tab and then get the hidden registration URL and move on from there. Also, don't forget to check out my affiliate links down in the description below. That helps me out a lot. And maybe you'll be like, he's making way too much money, and you don't want to do that. And that's fine too. Just enjoy the channel, all right? But here's the deal. Back in September, I took a look at the cryptocurrency market. I had a couple GPUs and I was mining Ravencoin for quite a while. And I noticed that not only was Ravencoin becoming more profitable, but that ETH had started to be profitable again. You see, this channel's been around for quite a while. It started out as a gaming channel, shifted to a tech channel, and in 2016 it turned into a cryptocurrency mining channel. Now, we had some great success with that channel, but I never had success with a mining farm, primarily due to the fact that by the time I had figured out that cryptocurrency mining was profitable and that Ethereum was something I was interested in, there were not very many GPUs available. And that may be the position you are in right now. Now, as opposed to what a lot of people did, which was take a lot of credit card debt out or go out and buy a whole bunch of GPUs that are overpriced, I just held off and bought what I could when I could, and we ended up with a few rigs. I supplemented as well with YouTube and documenting the process there, as well as, of course, some cryptocurrency mining pools that I have run, or at least ran for a few years there, with things like Pearl and Rio and a few others. I think we also had a Verge pool and so on and so forth. So I have a lot of experience in the industry as it is, and I think that's what helped me kind of target the point. I said, okay, the halving happened in May of 2020, and we are starting to see the rise again, and based off all the rest of the charts. So when I looked at it in August and September, I said, I think that this is going to happen again. It's reasonable to think that we are going to be able to at least pay off and build the farm out. And I talked to my wife and I said, this is what I want to do. I went out and I sold 2 of my cars. I sold a few other things, some computers. I'm always working on the side and doing like custom PC builds. So I had sold a few of those. That I put the cash all together and I bought every single RX 5700 that I could. We documented it here on the channel and we ended up with about 60 GPUs. Currently we're running at 61 GPUs. I do have 9 GTX 1063 gigs that were on Raven, but we aren't currently mining on them right now. And with that, we are at 3 gigahash. So I'll show you the farm here in Hive OS. And as you guys can see here, we are mining with, let's see, 10 rigs. One that's kind of a half rig right now that we need to finish building out. We had a GPU die and then a couple other issues. But at this point, as you can see here, we are doing pretty good. We are currently at, if we take a look at the wallet, we are currently at 3.3 gigahash a second on ethermine.org. We have been mining the Hive on, but there were some reporting issues, and just to be safe, I moved back to Ethermine for a bit. And as you can see here, our estimated daily revenue is $397 a day. If you go ahead and go back to our Hive OS, you can see that our projected daily cost of power is $17.04. This is not always accurate, and I am a little bit above this. However, let's just go for sake of argument and say that we are paying about 20 bucks a day in power. So that would put us at $377.42 a day. If we put that out to the week, that's 2,781. And out to the month, it is, well, that doesn't seem right. 12,088. I guess it is making more than I had been expecting. So the other thing about this is I'm not really pulling any of this out, guys. So it's kind of funny to come in and actually take a look and be like, oh, well, that's pretty good. So I gotta say I'm happy with it. I'm glad with the decisions I made and so on and so forth. The other thing that you need to take into account when mining Ethereum is that it is based, taxes in the US is based on as an income. So as opposed to buying and holding or investing in some form or fashion where it's capital gains, because it's mining and you're generating it out of thin air, it is taxed as income, which means obviously my tax bracket here is going to be pretty rough and we're going to have to pay a lot of taxes. So for mining, I think I've always said this in the past, mining and holding is my strategy, at least until we start needing to take profits after it goes through the bull market back into a bear market, in which case we'll have to do that. Now, I always do take out enough to pay for my power, and that is coming out to $800 to $1,000 a month, just depending on the temperature outside and so on and so forth. So there's a lot of variables that go into mining, and because of the demand of mining and the possibility of the network difficulty going up, as well as the proof of stake coming and so on and so forth, this isn't a guaranteed thing, right? Which is why I've talked about before going out, taking a whole bunch of credit card debt, or going out and doing anything like paying overpriced for a GPU that you're not positive you can pay back and so on and so forth is sketch, to say the least. So I hope you guys take that into consideration. I hope that you will look at my GPU buying strategies guide for mining, because that's where I went over and literally gave you the handbook and showed you on the charts, told you why and when you want to buy if you want to get into mining. Now, there is going to be the argument of, is mining dead after this cycle because of Ethereum? We're going to talk about that in another video coming up. Hope you guys have a better insight on what it took for me to get to this point and kind of the little bit of luck, right? So it was very thought out. I had planned it out. I was expecting a much longer payoff, and we've been blessed to have not only been correct, but also be in now a bull market. So we have all of our stuff already paid off thanks to selling cars. I sold my favorite GTI, my 2002 GTI 337 edition, to do this. So this isn't something that just came out of nowhere, right? And taking debt out, that sort of thing. So I want you guys to keep that in mind. Like, I made sacrifices to do it. It's not like, I don't know. I feel very blessed, and probably it's a little surreal too, but hope you guys enjoyed the video and have a better idea on how this all functions. So I will see you next Tuesday.